If you're like me, you have apps for chatting with people you know, arguing with people you don't know, and stalking people you used to know. And on Sunday, the government released a new app, COVIDSafe, that it wants us all to download to help fight coronavirus.
A matter of seconds ago, the new government COVID-19 tracing app went live. Authorities are selling it as our best tool to control coronavirus.
Scott Morrison got out spruiking.
We'll be asking people to download an app which helps us trace the virus quickly.
A modern solution to a modern problem, so the PM kept it modern.
This is a bit like war bonds, Lee. In the war, people bought war bonds to get in behind the national effort.
Downloading this app is like going to war, lest we forget our iTunes passwords. What's your maiden name again? Basically, the app collects a profile of everyone nearby who also has the app. It's a bit like Tinder, but for people with infections. So it's like Tinder. It will allow the health department to alert you if you've been in contact with someone with coronavirus. And Government Services Minister Stuart Robert is hoping the app will be able to remember people that you can't.
It's really hard to try and remember the 90-year-old lady in the queue behind you at a shopping centre.
It is hard to remember 90-year-olds, but they do always have the latest apps on their phones. Not everyone is convinced, including some members of the government.
Nationals MP Barnaby Joyce says he won't be downloading the government's coronavirus app due to privacy fears.
I don't want the government in every corner of my life. I mean, my house has curtains, not because we're committing crimes, because we like our privacy.
And we're all eternally grateful for Barnaby Joyce's curtains. He's a notoriously private man who only gives out his personal information on national television for 150 grand. But does Barnaby have a point about the app's privacy? The sensible Stefanovic asked the Government Services Minister.
Has he got a point?
No.
That's it?
Yep.
With people skills like that, you can see why they put him in charge of Centrelink. Some Australians are wary of trusting the government with more data because so often the data we do trust them with ends up breached, hacked or seen by people it shouldn't. I mean, last week they proved they couldn't even be trusted with Malcolm Turnbull's book.
It's outrageous.
In a rush to get back to normal, millions of Australians have already downloaded the app. Partly because we want to save lives and partly because we're sick of drinking quarantinis on Zoom with no footy on, pretending to our kids that we understand grammar. I mean, what the is a gerund? So just how many people does the government want to download the app?
As many Australians as possible. That's our magic number. As many Australians as possible.
That is a magic number. It's widely accepted that 40% of us would need to put aside our privacy concerns and download the app for it to be effective, which might seem ambitious until you realise around 2/3 of us are on Facebook, even though they track everything and sell it to everyone. Aussies will download anything if it'll help us bet, bonk or brag about how good our lives are. So, to help the government get to their magic number, we've come up with some new features for COVIDSafe. Firstly, you can swipe right on your choice of healthcare worker. Doug Ross, no. McDreamy, no. Deputy Chief Medical Officer Nick Coatsworth, yes please. Another new feature is betting on which celebrity will get coronavirus next. My money's on Bluey. And finally, it has a fun ageing filter that shows us all what we'll look like in a year if we're still trapped at home all day. Say cheese. Come on, we better go for a walk and flatten the curve. I didn't mean that about Bluey.